Yeah, you will be getting a recording session. But what I will say, like, just be with us in the session because there are a lot of sessions which are already recorded. You are in the session, then concentration is different. But when you are going with the recording, the motivation and the concentration is different. So be there for
Yes.
some time, at least for 1 hour, and then yeah. Then if you don't have any doubts, then you are free to leave the session. No issues. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible. It is visible to all. Correct. Just communicate with the help of emojis, right? Correct. Very good. Okay. So I'll start from very basic, like what exactly the BDM project, and then I can slowly move ahead, right? So the first thing is BDM project, right? What exactly the BDM project means. So in the previous session, we have discussed briefly about a BDM project, right? Here, I'll just tell you in details, right? So here you can see you can split in two ways, three ways, right? BDM, business, data, management, right? So it constitute with the three key words, that is a business, that is a data, and the other is a management, right? Now the question comes in some of your minds, why you are going to study BDM project? Why? Because you are enrolled in a BS in BS data science and application, right? Your degree is the mm, degree represents basically you are working on something like a data science, right, and application. But now the question comes, where what is mean by data? Data, how you can say if you are a data scientist, somebody asks you, what do you mean by data? Okay, what type of data are there? If you are basically a data science, if you have done a BS in data science, so which domains you fit it, right? So here you can see a it's a very interesting word, that is application. So your degree represent application of your data, or you can rephrase it. You can just have a different. So application means, if you can see here, application. So wherever you, what are the places where you find the data? Just unmute yourself and just tell me what are the segments you think you can find the data. Yeah, unmute yourself and just tell me.
So
Yeah,
from
in every
businesses,
segments of life.
probably internet.
Like internet,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah,
On ground
on ground,
surveys and all.
correct. Some other one, like someone else
Sir,
want
shops and all.
So from some
shop,
financial services.
uh, from
financial
transactions.
Data is
services,
everywhere, right? Life is now all about data.
Sensors.
transaction, census, yeah,
Images.
Daily
correct.
daily activities.
Images,
Daily activities का
daily
or means
Any kind of
activity,
information.
activities. Yeah,
Bank statement
so
and stock statement, sir.
I am asking about application. Sorry. Yeah, it comes under the transaction.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's all. So you see, like from your opinion, the data comes from this particular domain. So you can see it is your data is restricted to any particular domain. It is not restricted. You can get a data anywhere. Like when we are having a meeting today, the meeting is going to be, it is running on, right? So there is exchange of data now. So this is also a type of data, right? So if you are a data scientist, it doesn't means like you don't have to go for particular segment when you are applying for a job, right? You can say like what are the skills you are having. You won't say my skill is aligned to this particular domain only. Did you say to when you are applying or when you are just sending a CVs? Did you mention this thing? Like I am only restricted to this particular domain. My data science or BS data science degree is restricted to this particular domain. You're not going to mention it, right? Because what exactly you are learning here, you are learning a different type of techniques to analyze the data, to process the data, to visualize the data. That visualization techniques or whatever you are learning in your subject, it might be applicable for this particular domains, particular applications, or wider than this as well. Got it? So in BDM project, we are analyzing the data which is aligned with the business. Suppose if you are going for some management company, right? Then they don't have a data. They have a data in the form of business analytics or business management form, right? So in that sense, we are going to see what exactly the type of business data you are having, how to analyze the data, and how to implement your classroom learning. That is a key point, right? So this is what implication of your classroom learning, implication of your classroom learning. Okay. Suppose I know clustering. I know the theoretical aspects of clustering, how to cluster a data, clustering with the help of k-mean. But when you are going to some company or when you are going for further studies, right, for a data analysis, then you need to implement this clustering in some different domain. So your theoretical knowledge needs to be expanded on a domain wise. All right. It should not be something like a bookish language you need to learn. When you are going on a ground, right, you need to implement all your classroom learnings basically in the real problem, real data, whatever you are getting there. All right. So this is how we are building the concepts to apply your classroom learning in a real or live data. Okay. Up to this, it is clear. I am going to switch on the different segment now. Correct. Okay. Now I'll go to a basic structures, right? What exactly we are doing in this project, right? So in this project, as in the previous session, we have already mentioned, we have a different pathways. So there are mostly like as of now, there are two pathways to do the project. The first is a primary approach and secondary approach. Okay, so these are the two pathways you need to when you're going with the basically your project, you need to choose any one of the pathway to complete a project, right? So I'll just now start covering the basics of basically what exactly you need to write. From here, I'm building the concept. So I'll go to the first aspect, that is a primary approach, right? Primary approach. So in primary approach, we have a three submission. First is a proposal, second is a mid term stage, third is a final term stage. Okay. I'll just put it back for some time. Okay. So what exactly the proposal means? The first thing you need to understand what exactly the meaning of proposal, right? So proposal is something like a teaser of a movie. When you are going to just today also, if you are going to watch India Pakistan match, there are multiple teasers are coming with the help of different clips, right? Similarly, when a movie is going to launch, or when a company is going to launch, or when some initiative from the government is going to launch, they'll give a different small teasers where they can have a clip of nearly, you can say, a clip of nearly 1 minute, where they can give you a feel like what exactly is going to be happen in this, right? What exactly like should be. They will not disclose everything, right? Similarly, the proposal of BDM project is like that only, right? So in proposal, what you need to showcase, hey, we have found out the business, and these are the business problems, correct? So in proposal, you need to say like, okay, we find the business, and we identified a business problems, what the businesses are facing on, right? So the main motive of the proposal is to showcase business problems, right? This is the fundamental stage, right? So in this stage, you are going to know whether the business problem you are quoting are valid or not, right? Suppose you are doing a project. Suppose if proposal is not there, you have only the midterm and a final stage. We don't have any proposal. We don't have any proposal. You have directly a midterm and a final stage, right? So what happens in midterm? You are having a different segments. In final, you are having a different segments. So when a student is coming to the final stage, right? When he or she is submitting a report on a final stage, then it is identified whatever the project you are doing is not a valid business problem. Then what happens? Your report get rejected because it is not a valid business problem. That is why here comes the importance of proposal, where you can say, hey, these are my business problem. Once your business problems are approved, then only you are going to complete the next stages. You don't have to waste a time, right? So once there will be basically a reviews or comments from the reviewers as well. If it is not a business problem, they'll suggest you how to make a business problem, right? So the time you are saving here is basically to showcase, okay, this is my teaser. I'm going to show the trailer and a full movie. So this is something like called a trailer, and this is called a full movie, right? Where you are showcasing everything, whatever you are having. Okay. So now the second thing comes a different segments. In proposal, we have a different segments. So some students asked previously, sir, we have a common segment in every of the report, that is the executive summary. Executive summary. All right. So in proposal also you need to write executive summary. In midterm also you need to write executive summary. In final also you need to write a executive summary. So what is the difference between them? So if I was there in your case, I was there in your situation. So it is a valid question. I also ask the same question. What is the difference in the executive summary? If it is common to this particular section is common to all the reports, right? So I'll tell you the difference between executive summary. When you're going for the executive summary for the proposal, right? So executive summary means it should be the summary of your, so this is a summary and this is your full report, right? So this is your full report. So if I want to understand your full report, and I don't want to go and read 4 pages of your report, 10 pages of your report, or 15 pages of your report, I'll read this summary and I'll get insights what exactly the content of your report is all about. Right? So executive summary means it's information, it's a summative information of your report which you are submitting, right? Okay. So if it is a proposal, there are different segments, right? So in proposal, you have to write in executive summary what your proposal content is all about. Okay. If it is a midterm, you need to write what exactly the midterm content is all about. Okay. Similarly, if it is a final stage, you need to write what you have covered in your final term stage submission, right? You can't write what you have already covered in the midterm because that already you have described in the midterm. So the content relevant to this particular report should be summarized in executive summary. It is clear? Just give a thumbs up if it is clear. I'll just move ahead. Great. Now, if the question is related to this, you can just unmute yourself and just ask me. Yeah, if it is a question related to this only, whatever I have teached till now.
Sir,
Sir, for that,
Yeah.
what all things we have to add in executive summary? I mean, the just overview of my project.
I'll
But
tell you.
in my
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Ramya,
Sir, when we have visited the site and we have got the problem statement from the owner, when they have their problems, like they, for example, are saying the
I'm
food.
not discussing about the problems. If you have any doubt related to executive summary, just come up and tell, right? Because I
Yes,
need to
we
cover
have to
on.
mention in the executive summary the high level problems that we want to solve, right? So we don't
Correct.
need to go into nitty gritty details. We can just give a base
Short.
heading.
Correct.
Ah,
So
okay, sir.
I'll tell you the structure now, how you have to write executive summary,
Okay.
right? So what are the ways to write executive summary, right? So the first thing is that the first paragraph of the executive summary contains information of your business. So this is applicable for proposal. All right. So you need to write the information of your business, what exactly the business is all about. It includes the business details, plus all the business details plus turnover, all right, whether it is structured plus structured or unstructured business, all right. These all things you need to cover in the first paragraph. In the second paragraph, you have to write what are the problems of business. You're quoting a business problems, right? In second paragraph, you have to write a short note on business problem. Okay. Similarly, in the last paragraph, you have to write expected outcome. Short. Expected outcome. Here you can add your approach also. What are the approaches you are going to use? That you can just write in short and expected outcome. So this should be not too much. You need not to describe it too much, right? It should be a concise and a short note style because you have a limit of 200 words. That also you need to consider when you're writing this one, right? So this should be the basically content of your proposal executive summary. Okay, so I'll write a proposal executive summary, right? Now I'll come to the next thing. That is when you are going to write, please unmute yourself. When you are going to write executive summary of midterm, right? So in midterm, what you are going to do, you are going to cover. Just I want to ask if anybody has a doubt on proposal executive summary, just raise your hand if you have a doubt only.
So after turnover, what you have written percentage of
Where? So
in the
after turnover, this is a structured or unstructured business.
oh
Whether your business is structured or it is unstructured, that you need to write it here, right? If it is a MSME, if it is a big company, multinational company, that all details you need to write it here in a short, in a one paragraph, because already you are going to describe it in detail in your business background, right? Up to this, it is clear. Give a thumbs up. I'll just go ahead. Yeah. Okay, great. Now I'll go to the
Sir,
midterm.
just
Yeah.
one small doubt. You have written in the short note that business problem three approach. What do you mean by three approach?
Business problem plus, it's not a three approach, it's a bracket actually, sorry. So
Okay,
business
okay,
problem plus approach.
okay. Sorry.
So you are going to solve your business problem, right? In proposal, basically, you need to give a expected approach. It is not basically a concrete approach you are giving in a proposal. You are not expecting. But you can say like if you are going to do a time series analysis or you are going to do a supply chain inventory, what type of inventory approach you are going to use here, right? That all you need to write it here. Expected one, because at this stage we are not expecting you to have knowledge of all the things, right?
but sir in the creating documents what you have given to us
Mm-hmm.
proposal format there you have included the short note portion in the second point inside the organization background I think.
Yeah, that is what I told you. Like in this is I'm discussing about a proposal executive summary. I'm not discussing about anything else. That organization background is a different section. In that you need to write all the details, how many workers are there, what exactly the manpower, what is the turnover, what exactly the segments they are dealing with, everything you have to write it there. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, it is necessary to write approach toward the problem in proposal executive summary,
it is a part,
or
it is a
just we
part of
can.
that.
But sir, if we give an approach and in midterm we find that that approach is not relevant,
That
then
is fine, that is what I'm saying. We are not expecting a concrete decision from your end. We are expecting basically your ideas, like because you have to write a problem solving approach, right, in your proposal. The same thing you need to
okay,
write a short here, right? Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll just go with the next. It's basically executive summary of your midterm. So in executive summary of midterm, what you need to write is something, a short notes. Already you have covered here, right? But even though you have to write a short notes on business, short notes is basically a line or two, a line or two, right? Then you have to start in a second paragraph. You need to start with your metadata, your descriptive stats, your data cleaning, right? These all things you have to write in a second paragraph. And in the last paragraph, if you are just giving any details or any like if you have three problem statement, if you are just giving a expected outcome or results of some particular section, you have to write a short here about short notes on details, notes on results. If you are including, right? So this should be the content of your executive summary for midterm.
So
Now,
last line I not understand. What result should
so
we write?
yeah. So basically, in if you can go through the midterm, so you need to write some results and finding. That is a section is there. So suppose you have a three problem statement. Okay. So in three problem statement, if you think like, okay, you have a data and you have analyzed one problem statement, that results you can include in a basically your midterm report, and you can say like, hey, these are the results which are coming from my problem statement number one. So it is not necessary to add all the results. You can add only one plot. Suppose your problem
So
statement.
result means the approach toward the problem and the solution will be the result, or the problem will be the result.
So suppose
That
I'm
I'm
giving you
confused.
example. Suppose your problem statement number one is something like a basically demographical analysis, right? So in demographical analysis, you need to collect a data. Suppose you have collected the data, and then you are going to analyze this data, analysis of this particular data, and from what analysis is coming, these are your results, right? These results you need to put it here if it is there. It is not necessary, right? If it is there, then you need to add here. So
Okay,
these are the results.
okay, sir.
Okay, got my point?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll go to the next thing.
Sir, sir,
Yeah.
so what do we have to do in the second line? You've written metadata
I'll
slash this.
explain this. I'm just explaining you executive summary. Don't get involved in other points. I'll just give you a detail. So this is something like I'm building up from the scratch. I'm building the things, right? So I'll
Okay.
explain you
So,
what exactly the metadata means, right?
so if
So you
you
need to correct. Tell
so
me.
if you don't have any results in the final paragraph yet by the midterm, what can you add in the final paragraph?
That is fine. If you don't have a paragraph here, you can just explain these things in two paragraph
Okay, sir.
and close your executive summary. It is fine.
Okay, thank
You
you.
can expand the metadata, descriptive stats, and data cleaning, right? And then
Okay, sir.
close it. If you don't have any results, in the last
Okay.
paragraph, you can just mention these things. I am just in a process of analyzing the results, or I'm just in a process of computing the data, and all the results I'll just share in a final term exam or final term submission report, right?
But sir, if I'm not wrong, in the last session you have mentioned that you have to solve at least one problem in the midterm.
That is
Right?
what I'm telling. Sometime it happens you are not able to solve, right? So it is fine. That is what I'm saying. If it is not there, sometime what happens, you are not in a position to share basically the problem statement, any of the problem statement results. So in that sense, you just mention these things. I am in the process of computation and I am just process of computing the results, and I'll share my results basically in a final term. But it is better if you have some results at a midterm stage, so you will get an idea. You will get
Sir,
an idea. Okay, these are these. It will build a confidence with you, right?
sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, I contacted a company for their data, so they
No,
agreed.
if it is related to basically this executive summary, you can point out the question. Otherwise, please wait
Okay,
for some time. Don't
okay, sir.
disturb the session in between. Right? I'll take all the questions, but just let me
Can I
complete the
ask?
flow. Yeah. If it is relevant
Can
to
I
this
ask?
one.
Yes, sir, it's
Yeah,
relevant.
yeah. You can
With
go ahead.
respect to executive summary, the thing is that I have one doubt. Means strictly three paras, or if something means one
No,
para
it's
extra.
basically I'm just giving you a format, right? You can develop the format as per your convenience. I'm giving you a basically a structure of executive summary. Right.
Okay,
What
okay, sir.
happens is
Thank
students are taking executive summary of proposal and they are copying the same executive summary to midterm. That is not valid.
you. Okay,
I'm
sir.
just
Okay.
giving you a structure. What should be the content? The content you can modify as per your convenience. That is fine. We don't have any issues.
Okay, sir.
Got
Thank
it?
you. Okay, sir.
Now, similarly, you need to go ahead with the executive summary of final term, where you need to write all the details. Right? The first paragraph will be similar like this. This is what exactly the business you are going to analyze. Second paragraph, you need to write, okay, these are basically approaches because at the final, when you're submitting your final approach, your approaches are concrete and it is fixed, right? You need to write these are the approaches in line with your business problem you are taking. And based on this, what exactly your results and your interferences are coming, findings are coming. That should be the content of the last paragraph. Okay, so this is how you need to write an executive summary for a different stages. Okay, I hope this is clear. I can go to the next point.
Sir,
Just
are
give a thumbs
graphs
up if it
are
is clear.
something expected
Where?
in this executive summary?
No, no, it is not required. You need not to include any graph in the executive summary. That is what I'm saying. Executive summary is a summary of your report, right? It is not basically a content of your whole report. It should be a small notes on your report. So if other person is going to read your report, he can understand what exactly the content of this particular report,
Means,
right?
sir,
Okay,
it's
sir.
like
Thank
a
you, sir.
glossary
Correct,
of the
correct. If
whole.
you can, in technical terms, I'll say, like when you are going to read a research, I didn't cover point out the word research paper because I'm not expecting everybody of you are aware of basically what exactly the research paper is all about, right? So in research paper, when you are going to study, there is a section called abstract, right? So if you don't want to read whole paper, that is what people are doing, right? What they are doing, they are just going through the abstract, and from abstract they are going to find out whether the paper is relevant to them or not, because it is not possible to read all the papers, right? So they'll go to the abstract, they'll find out, okay, what is the content of this paper, and it is relevant to me or not, and from there they can accept or reject in their bucket, right? So this is basically importance of executive summary. Now I'll go to the second point, the business problems. So there is a lot of confusion between the business problems, technical problem, research problems, right? So it happens. How you have to find out the business problems? I'll just cover this particular thing. So business problem. Okay. In next section, I will just go in the detail. I'll give an example to you all because I'm not sure I'll able to. I need to cover all the segment here, and I'll just I need a separate section for a business problem identification and these things, right? So that is a separate session of nearly 1.5 hours I'll take. So I'll tell you in a brief what exactly the business problems are. So, okay. And how to make a business problem in the next section, I'll tell. So business problem is something which is current problems affecting business financially. So this is important in financial aspect. So this is a keyword, right? In financial aspect. Okay. So in here in basically a BDM project, we are going to explore the problems, the current problems. It should not be basically future problem. Future problems or solution for the future that we can just see. The future problems we are not going to. We are going to consider the current problem which are existing since many years, right? And these are affecting a business. Suppose the business has a problem. So suppose there are different costs associated with business, different cost associated. Transportation cost, right? Maintenance cost, salaries, R&D cost, development cost, right? So these are the different costs associated with the business. So what happens? Suppose there is an issue with the transportation cost. I'm taking an example, right? So what happens? Suppose I'll take an example of any industry. Suppose X, Y, Z. So they are transporting their material from basically manufacturing unit to customer. Okay. So what happened? They have a basically you can say a factory is here. They are manufacturing the product. They are sending it to basically their dealer. Dealer will send it to basically a retailer, and then it is going to send to the different shops, and it is going to send to the customers. So this is something like called a supply chain. So what happened if the transportation cost is too high? Suppose they need to transport, their factory is in suppose Mumbai, right? And they need to send a material to basically Chennai. So what happened? There are multiple routes to go to Chennai. Suppose from Mumbai to they will go to Delhi. From Delhi to uh, uh, they will go to suppose Hyderabad, and from Hyderabad they will go to Chennai, right? So what happens in this case? They have to find out what exactly the optimal path to reach Chennai. If they don't know the optimal path, so these are the known conditions which we know. Sometimes it happens we don't know exact path, and there are many obstacles through which we won't be able to send the product in particular path. Then we need to deviate our supply chain, right? So in that sense, what happened if we want to send to directly to Chennai, right? So in that case, like if we follow this path for a longer time, so his product cost will increase because transportation cost is directly associated with the product cost. Okay. So if transportation cost increases, the product cost also increase. Correct? So for changing the product cost, you need to reduce transportation cost. Okay. So this is something like a business problem where one segment is going to increase the product price, right? If you will not optimize this for a longer term, then it increase the prices, and in competitive market after certain years the business will get stopped because the product price is pretty high in comparison to their competitor. Then he need to close a business after a certain period of time. Okay, I'll give you one more example. Suppose there is a hawker who is selling milk, right? So this particular person, he is sending a milk, he is selling a milk. So suppose there are multiple villages nearby. For him, the village A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C villages are near. It is suppose 1 kilometer, and D, E, F villages are near 5 kilometer. Okay. So what happens if he opt this particular segment of customers where he'll say no, I'll go to 5 kilometer and just sell my milk, right? So what happened? The first thing is there, the transportation cost increase, right? Sometime it happens when he is going to sell his product at a longer distance, the product gets spoiled, right? And if we consider this three customer at a 5 kilometer, the number of customer will be less. Like if he will get in 1 kilometer, he will get 5 customers. It is easy for him to deliver a milk for this 5 customer in the same time or lesser time when it is comparable to 5 kilometer customers. In five, when he is opting for 5 kilometer, there might be the case he can deliver only he can deliver milk only to 3 customers. But here he can deliver a milk to 6 customers because it is near and he has a time to deliver. Right. So here the transportation cost is increased, the number of customers is also increased. Sorry, it's reduced in this case. And what happened here? He can save time, number of customer increases, right? The probability of product getting waste is less, right? So this is how you need to formulate a business problem, right? How these are coming, like how you are just getting idea about it. For this, you need to discuss with the business owner. You need to understand which segment he is taking on. He is just supplying or taking a path of 5 kilometer, or if he is taking a path of 1 kilometer. The first thing. Then when you are just communicating with the business owner, he'll say, I'm taking a path of 5 kilometer. Then you have to explain, or you have to just ask him the other questions. What exactly your transportation cost? For here, suppose he is investing 100 rupees for petrol and it stands for nearly a week. And here he is investing nearly 100 rupees petrol, but it is for per day. It is standing for a day. If the prices are same in both the segments, in both the places, then there is no means of going and investing 100 rupees per day for transportation and going for 5 kilometers. Right? So this is how you need to formulate a business problem. Okay. When you are having a discussion with the business owner, you can find out what exactly the different costs associated with the business. There are multiple costs associated with this particular business, right? And then you are going to find out, okay, from the previous data, what exactly the trend is there? Is there will be any trend of increasing demand on particular season, or there is a reduction of demand in particular season, right? Seasonal variation, demographical analysis, right? So these are the things you need to consider in a business problem. Now,
Sir, can you please save this flowcharts rough and share with us this note?
this in a proper way.
This you can share this PDF with us if you.
No, this is already, I'm sharing a recorded video, right? You can just already see this in a recorded video. Okay. Okay, now here comes the other challenge when the confusion arises. So some students are saying, sir, I am working on app development, or some students are saying, I am working on app development and considering it as a business problem. Okay, so you can convert the app development as a business problem, but only the app development is not a business problem. Why? So suppose if you have iOS 17, now it is iOS 26, right? Previously it was iOS 10, right? Suppose a person is having iOS 10 in his mobile and he didn't get opportunity to upgrade his iOS 10 to iOS 17, right? Or iOS 26. So so in this situation, can he throw his mobile? Or what? Or the people who are having iOS 10 in their mobile, can they throw their mobile or discard their mobile? The answer is no, they can't discard, right? If the version are not upgraded in a year, it doesn't mean on a yearly basis. There are some exceptions are always there. Some people are there who can discard it also. I'm not saying. So I'm taking on a general point of view. Like if I have a phone, if it is not upgraded for a year, I can't throw my phone, right? Okay. Now, coming to the point, the second point is that, so this is the customer point of view. Okay. Now coming to the business point of view. The same thing happened to the business. If they will not launch iOS 10 to iOS 26, right? The customer will not throw his phone. So these are the what I mean to communicate from here. App development or any technical. So this is what a technical development. So technical development directly is it is not affecting a business at all. It is giving basically you can say a new feature to the customer. Suppose Amazon, right? Previously Amazon they are having different segments. Now they are improving their app again and again, right? So if they not upgrade their app, it doesn't mean you can throw the app or you can uninstall the app and you won't proceed for purchasing from Amazon. Correct? Now, how? So this is only the app development is not a business problem. It is basically an advancement of the feature, right? Which give comfort to the customers, right?
Yeah. Sir, I have just a suggestion here. In the case of where the competition is from huge websites like Amazon.com and their online presence is not there. In
Mhm.
that case, creating a website for them where the customer can take in online orders, will that be considered a solution of a business problem because they can cater to online orders from their customers' requests?
Yeah. So this is what you thought, right? So these are the developments which might help or might not help. Can you assure me if you are developing a website for a company, you are getting your number of orders is getting twice or thrice, or it will increase to a certain amount? It is not assured.
But what if the business owner is asking for one? Like, for example, the WhatsApp orders, if we are able to set it up and give it for them, they are
Correct.
saying that it would be really helpful for them because that is saying if you're already in technology, is it possible for you to do so
Correct.
that he can
Correct.
place
I
an
got your
order
point.
and can fulfill it?
That is what we bought a third segments. That is what yesterday, I think last meeting I discussed with you. We are working on that, and it is something like you can able to address a technical problem of a business, and in return he'll give you a data to complete a project. Right? So it's basically a technical advancement for the business. It will give a comfort to them and make a business more structured.
Okay,
What
so
my
in
point?
that case, we get the data. For that it facilitates, but again, it will be considered to be done using the route of proposal one. I mean, the first option.
That I'll explain you. That is a separate thing. Just maybe next week we can have a proper document for that, and then I can explain you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So just now you can focus on basically what exactly the technical problem, right? So these are the technical problems. Now you have opportunity to convert these technical problems to business problem. How? So now comes a important point. Technical problem to business problems. How we can convert a technical problem to a business problem? Suppose, so this is something like operations. I'll give you example of BDM project itself, right? So it is easy for you to connect the dots between a technical and a business problem. Suppose there is a technical glitch in a portal, right? And you need to submit your XYZ report, or you need to conduct your Viva, right? But there is an issue in the portal. How you can just book? You are not able to book a slot. You are not able to submit a report, right? Then you are in a trouble. Okay. So what happens when this is directly affecting to, if you are not able to submit your report, then you have to wait for next 1 month window. Next month, right? And because of this, there is a delay in your academic process. Right? So you see what this technical problem is causing here. It's this technical problem is causing a technical delay in your academic process. Got it? Similarly, if this technical problem is causing basically a financial loss to the business, then this technical problem is considered as a business problem, right? Remember the keyword. Keyword is currently. There is no future aspects we are seeing here. It is currently. Suppose you can say example of Instacart, or you can take example of Swiggy, right? Or you can take an example of basically Ola Cab. So these are app-based businesses, right? So what happens if there is a technical glitch in Instacart, in Swiggy, or in Ola? The customer can't book the order. Suppose they have a frequency of 100 orders per hour, right? So 100 orders in 1 hour, right? If the app is basically not working, there's a technical glitch, and suppose 2 hours the app is not working. So it means they have lost 200 orders in these 2 hours. So these 200 orders losing will directly cause basically loss to business in this 2 hours. The order size might be from 100 rupees to 1000 rupees. We won't be able to know, right? So this will be a direct loss to the business, right? So now your technical problem is affecting your business. Then you can say, hey, these are my business problems, because these apps are totally depending upon basically the business of this particular domains are based on app. If app is not working for 2 hours, then 200 orders they won't be execute 200 orders. So it is a direct loss. Got it? So business problem is covered now.
Means a technical glitch is their main financial losses.
Technical glitch which can relate to the financial loss. Got it? So here you can say like
Sir,
200 orders.
sir, in the case of the owner mentioning that they have a store timing between 10 to 2 and 4 to 8, then the request they had given was that if we are able to get in through WhatsApp or through online any website, if we can create for them, they'll be able to capture those orders which are placed by the customers during the time, because they are getting, some of them are calling on the phone and asking when the shop will be open, but he is unable
Got
to
it?
fulfill that. So in that case, this is a loss of sale, and he is currently saying that he needs that. So even in
No,
that,
you don't have actually, you can't say it is a loss of sale because you don't have a historical data which shows like this is a loss. If you have historical data where you can say, hey, these are the losses because of this services the customers, the business is not having, then you can say, hey, this is a business problem because it is directly affecting a business. And in previous 2 years, this much loss is beared by the business because of this facility.
okay, so they have a
Got my
service
point?
and there is a
Yes.
disruption to the service. Okay, got
It
it.
should show, it should give a
Lost demand,
justification.
yeah, lost demand need to be captured so that we can quantify that how much
Correct.
loss
You
is.
need to do a quantification. Then only you can say, hey, because of this quantification, there is a necessity to build this particular portal. That you can relate with a business problem then. Got it?
Okay, got
This
it.
clear?
Sir, one more doubt for me.
Yeah.
I actually talked to a owner who is doing old furniture and he is recreating and he is selling those furnitures. So what he said is this business is getting down day by day because of online Amazon that compressed wood
That I'll just
materials are
cover
going.
later. Raghu, that I'll
Yes.
cover later.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
telling about what exactly the business problem so that you can get an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take
Okay.
your question later, right? Because I need to cover two more important topics. That is,
Yes.
one is basically a metadata and descriptive stats, right? And then I need to go
Ah,
to some of the results so that you can have an understanding of a project, right?
okay.
Then I can
Okay.
just take your question, no issues.
Yeah.
Okay. So now here comes, so this is basically the format of your proposal where the main concern is we are focusing on your problem statement, whether you whatever you are quoting is a business problem or not. Sometimes what happens is students quote a business problem in term of technical problems, right? But they are not, as I have explained in the previous example, right? So if you don't have a financial aspects of quantification of basically financial losses or profits, then it can't be considered as a business currently business problem. So this is main confusion students are having. So in proposal, most of your proposal is concentrated towards your business problem because this is a basic thing on which your whole project is depending, right? So if you're wrong here, then in future there might be the case your report will get rejected. Got it? Now I'll come to the midterm portion where I can explain you important segment that is called a metadata. A lot of
So,
doubts are there.
I
Yeah.
have a little question on the same topic.
Hmm.
Um, You said that that loss, if it is financially impacted, then it is part of the business problem, right?
Correct.
Is how in like data, how is loss actually captured?
That I'll tell you.
Okay.
Maybe I'll tell you in a final submission where I can show you the plots, right?
Okay.
So
Thank you.
I want to show you this image. I forget to show this image. Are you able to see this image? So this is something like a mystery. This is a thriller image where a cop is just identifying the mystery, right? So what he did here, when he is in a process of identifying a business problem, sorry, when he's starting to find out basically a mystery, murder mystery. So he has particular dots. You can see here, number one, number two. After then, he has a multiple questions, and he included a different. He connected a different dots, right? So just see this image as your basically BDM project, where when you are going to the business owner, you have a different. I just escape this image. Okay. So you can see here, this is a one. This is 1, 2, 3, right? So this can be considered as a business problem. So what you need to do here, so this is a key mantra for you. When you are going to business owner, right? So here just plot a business. Right. So this is your business. Okay. So when you are going to the business owner, try to connect your dots. Suppose this particular business has this particular segments. Okay. And it has some branches like this. Suppose I have given you example of cost, inventory, and basically your supply chain, right? So different costs are associated, 1, 2, 3. Different type of inventories are associated with respect to products, right? So 1, 2, 3, and different supply chain methods. So when you're going to the business owner, if you have this stats or you have a better understanding of this thing, right? So you are able to focus on point to point wise discussion. He will give you attention. If you don't have any idea on this and you are directly going to the business and trying to solve a mystery of business, then you won't be able to find it out because you don't have any connections. So if you see here, 1, it is connected with multiple things. 2, it is connected with multiple things. 3, it is connected with multiple things, right? So this is the first aspect which you can think about from this image. Got it? Now I'll come to the second aspect. What this image will tell you. The second aspect is that when you are getting suppose data, so this image is a data. Okay. Then before finding out, before you got a basically a business problem 1, 2, and 3. So these are all data. If you can see, these all are data. Data is information plus noise, right? But which data is connected to which business problem, you need to visualize. So this is called a visualization technique, right? Where you can visualize your whole data and see which data is relevant and which data you need to remove. Because sometimes it happens, some data are not relevant. If they are not relevant, it is creating confusion. So with this visualization, you'll get understanding which data is important and which data will align with your business problems. Correct? So this mystery board will help you out to identify or to visualize the data. There might be some cases the data is missing in some months, right? So how you will be able to know that data is missing? After visualization only you will be able to know, okay, these data points are missing. Then you can have a discussion with the customer or with the business owner, and you can say, hey, what happened to this month? I'm not having a data for this month. Then he will say, sir, this month, this issues happen, and because of that, we don't have our sales, or the shop was closed, or something else happened. Right? So this is very important technique to solve any mystery. Here, your mystery is something to solve a business problem. You got my point? Okay. Okay, up to this it is clear. I'll move ahead. Just give a thumbs up if it is clear. Then I'll move ahead.
So just
This
one, so just one small dot related to the business problem that you just mentioned in the start. You said that our focus will be current problem, right? The existing problem since many years. Okay.
current,
So,
many years, correct, based on the data.
so does the forecasting problem come into this current existing problems or not?
Forecasting problem is not basically a business problem, but based on the previous data, you can just consider it as one of the business problem. Forecasting
Yes,
is something what exactly it is a probability, right? From the previous data, you can just say like, okay, I'm giving a probability that the business will increase this much time as per the previous data.
Yeah, so like improvement in sales. Yeah.
Correct, improvement in sale, or you can say a forecasting of the commodities which are contributing more on the business.
Yeah, so I can consider it as a business problem, right? In this project.
Yeah, you can consider, you can quote it as a business problem, one of the business problem, but your whole project will not drive with this business problem.
Okay, so I have to find the main problem, right? Like I
Correct.
can
Correct.
consider
This
forecasting as
might
a
be the
subset.
additional problem. This might be the additional problem.
Okay.
So what exactly we suggest to all the students, on a safer side, don't formulate only one business problem. Have a multiple business problem. It's fine if it is not working in future. It is fine. You have a backup, right? But if you have a monopoly of only one business problem, you don't have a backup in future. If you are not able to fulfill the business the single business problem, then you are not getting a data or something happens, you are not getting any insights from that particular business problem, then your everything is gone. Then you have to repeat a project because you don't have any flexibility to extend your project with an additional or supportive business problems.
Okay, so are
Got
you
it?
going to cover main problems that we can consider as business problem in the future in
That
coming
I have
sessions?
already, because see, in this BDM project, there is a lot of variety. So if I consider one business problem, it is not applicable for others because businesses are different, right? So that is why we are saying when you are going to the business owner, you can have a discussion and try to find out the business problem of that particular business. All right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Do all businesses have a problem?
Yeah. All businesses have a problem. But the thing is that they are not able to realize it. They are not able to find it out.
Yes, sir, because they working on the random one.
Correct. They are working basically, most of the startups are working on extension, right? They are focusing mainly on basically extension of their business.
So how do we get the current problem then when they themselves don't know they have a problem?
That is what I told. That is what I have given you. So this one, if you see this image, the first thing I told you, you need to, this is called a pre-study. Pre-study means where you need to study about the business. Suppose it is a mystery. Then you have to find out in this particular type of mystery or thriller, what are the possible options? Suppose if it is a business of basically e-education, right? So in that, or different mocks are happening or different workshops are happening. So if it is a workshop, then you have to identify what exactly in internet you have to search, right? What exactly the business problems are happening when we have online educations from the business point of view, business aspects. Then you have to go to the business owner. You don't, sometimes they won't tell you the business problem, but when going with the discussion, they will identify, okay, this is a business problem. This is the problem I am facing in my business. I'll give you one example which you can directly relate to you. Suppose you are having examinations, right? You have taken multiple courses, and you didn't get a chance to study. At last moment, you are studying, right? You have studied chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. You thought like, okay, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 are important. I can go through these chapters, and rest of the chapters don't have a major content as per the previous papers or something like from the previous or senior experiences, right? So when you went for the examination, you started crying after seeing the paper because all the questions are there which covers chapter 3, 4, and 5, which you didn't touch till now, right? Then only you will be able to recognize the importance of this particular next chapters. Okay, these are the very important chapters which I missed. Initially, you thought like these are not important chapters. So this is basically your judgments. Correct. So similarly for the businesses, what happens when you are just having a discussion with a pre-check of the background of the
Sir,
business,
your voice is getting some noise.
the voice is breaking for all or
Yes, sir.
for
Voice is
all.
breaking.
now it is fine?
No, no,
No,
sir.
no, sir.
No.
Okay.
There might be some network issues, sir.
There might be some net because previously I think it was fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there might be some. Okay. So then only you can recognize, oh, these chapters are pretty important. So your judgments are wrong sometimes. But if you have basically stats of nearly 10 years, so that 10 years stats will give you some idea. Okay, the 1, 2 chapters are not important. There are questions from 2, 3, and next 4, 5, 6 chapters as well. Then you can get a confidence. No, I need to study the particular segments of this chapter because questions are coming from there, right?
So sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, for identifying the business problem, so let's say that we talk with the business owner and we understand the business, and then during that process we identify some points wherein we can optimize that section. So is that necessary that we need to showcase that optimization with the previous historical data, or let's say that that we are accepting that this is something that can be optimized, and then we
How you
work
can
on
quantify it? How you can quantify? The quantification is pretty important. For quantification, you need to give a historical data. From there, you can build up like these are the important things.
Right, sir. So let's say that let's say we find a optimization and then we work on generating a data or capturing a data from that point, and with that data, let's say that the process gets optimized. So will that be a accepted problem? That
Process
can be
is
solved?
optimized. I got your point. Process is optimized, but that optimized process, how it is affecting the business, that you have to show. Like how much loss you are, the company bears because of this. Suppose I have given you example of milk hawker, right?
Right, sir. So can I add a point with that milk hawker
Yeah.
example itself? Yeah. So let's say a milk hawker has to deliver milk to, let's say, 50 houses, and all those 50 houses are distributed at different places. So so there might be a case, let's say 2 hawkers combinedly distribute the milk. At days they are not available, so they ask someone new to deliver it. Now that new person is not aware of the locality, so he might miss out some houses. So let's say if we pinpoint those houses, and anyone new can see those pointed houses and deliver it. So is that a optimized solution that can be accepted?
Correct. This is optimized solution. So how you have to optimize this? So based on the previous data, right? You need to say like these are the houses from where you are generating this much business, right? Then you can say, okay, these are the businesses are coming from this particular domain. If there is a time delay or if there is some issues happen in operation, so because of these operation issues, you are going to lose this much amount of money per day, first thing, and there might be the case of the customer retention. So if it happens frequently, then the customer opt for some other hawker. Got my point?
Right. So, I mean,
Yeah.
missing out on the orders generated a loss, and that can be considered as a.
That you can give in a suggestions. So that is why two things are coming when you are giving basically your when you are submitting your final report. So there is basically a section called findings and interpretation, right? So this is basically your summative or this your qualitative information, not a quantitative information. This qualitative information you can just quote in your suggestions or interpretation or findings, where you can see, hey, you can just refer this figure. Because of the delay, we are having this much loss. So what exactly we need to do is because this is your suggestion, right? This is what you are giving a suggestion to build a setup something so that the delivery should not be missed.
Right.
Isn't this forecasting?
Sorry.
Correct?
Isn't this forecasting then, sir?
It is an operational challenge. It is not a forecasting.
Okay.
Because you are not forecasting. You are not saying like I can forecast based on this customer segment. I can forecast to have 50 more customers from that particular location. That is something like a forecasting. You can just project like on the basis of years. You can project. Okay, this is basically the customer base. 50 customers I have in year 1. 10 customer increase in year 2. 20 customer increase in year 3. So there is a continuous increment of a customer. So based on these data, I can forecast like in next 10 years, what should be my projection.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Sir,
Krishna, it is
one
clear?
doubt actually.
Yeah, sir, just a last point. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, from the understanding, I mean, so yes, that will be considered as a suggestion, but then we cannot consider it as a primary problem statement. Is that so?
It is, you can, basically the lacks or the financial losses in the delivery delay, that you can just consider as a business problem. Because if the customer is not taking a milk or it is not delivered in a day 1, suppose 50 customers are like that, then it is directly 50 liters. Suppose they are taking 1 liter milk a day, then 50 liter is a loss for the business owner. Then you can just quantify and bring it as a business problem.
Okay. Thank
Sir,
you, sir.
actually, sir, what if owner already knows the problem, also he knows the solution, but in that case, what will be our part of work, sir?
So this is the ideal case. We can't do anything. If you say
That's
I know
yeah.
everything, I don't want to
No,
execute,
even in
then
this milkman case, so here also he might already know that the problem and the solution, but here what we can do, we can just
so
confirm with the
here you can
data.
just, yeah. So there are multiple problems. I'm just giving you example. So the main problem happens when basically the milkmen are coming and they are supplying milk and they are getting delay. So because of these delays, what happens? The milk get expired, right? Or it gets when it is cooked, it will not in a good shape, right? So this is one of the problem. As per my understanding, I'm saying, right? So what I experienced. Similarly, like because of this is a direct loss. So what happens if this is happening very frequently, like in on a weekly basis, 3 days, the milk is getting spoiled. So what happens? It is a direct loss to the business or direct loss to the hawker, and his reputation in the market is already getting degrade. So the customer retention, the customers are not extending their services with the same vendor, they will opt out the other vendor. So you need to go for there are multiple techniques, there are multiple things which you can do it, but it should come from the discussion. Demographically, you can see What are the demographically analysis? How he is optimizing basically? What exactly the customer segment? Suppose he is giving a milk for 5 kilometers. There are only 2 customers. So it is better to find a customer nearby, either B2B or B2C. That is fine, right?
So how do we calculate the loss? Like this situation is something discrete, that this, if this many liters is getting spoiled, then we can calculate the loss because we have discrete numbers. But if there
Correct.
is something that we cannot predict, like we know the problem that because of this you are getting like less customers, but we don't know how many customers are going to be there in future. So how can we find out the loss before we have the data from the future after applying the solution?
No, you don't have to find out the future thing. That is what I'm just focusing from a previous thing. You have to, based on the historical data, you have to find out.
But sir, if
You
the
need not to
solution
worry.
is but if the solution is not yet applied, then how can I find the loss? Like loss is something which I can find out that after applying the solution, they got that much profit. So in terms of the future, the previous thing would be called as loss.
I'll give you one example for your clarity. I'll give you one example. I'll tell you. So there is a packaging company. So this example frequently I give because I witnessed this example. So one of my junior was there in a company. He is handling a supply chain, right? So what happens when they are just having a product which they are importing it to US, right? So they have a big carton. Okay. So in this carton, they are supplying some medical devices. In this carton, they are putting medical devices, right? So there is a possibility of including, suppose 15 devices in a box. But due to mismanagement or not just fitting them properly, they are able to accommodate only 12 devices in a box. They don't have any idea like what exactly the consequences of this 12 devices, right? And they are sending nearly, suppose 1,000 cartons a week. Since it is associated with the international trade or supply, in that sense, the shipping or transportation cost plays an important role. So what happened when he joined? He is associated with the supply chain and this thing. So he find out like he observed couple of days and he find out there is a possibilities of accommodating 15 boxes and the company is accommodating only 12 boxes. I'm just giving a random number of 12, 15. I don't exactly remember the numbers. So what happened? He optimizes these things and he fitted more number of basically products in a box. So what happens? Because of this operational things, they find out like they are having a huge loss in the transportation. And because of this management, they are able to accommodate this loss.
But sir, like here again, you gave me a discrete number, like from 12 to 15. So if I have a
Correct.
discrete number, in that case, I can find out that this is the loss that's happening right now. But let's say that I don't know how many more let's say I am in a business situation in which I don't know how much more customers I'll gain after applying the solution. Then how can I find out the current loss? Like,
Look, current loss you are finding out from the previous data, right? Suppose you have a data of demand,
yes, sir.
correct? You have a data of demand. What exactly the demand was there? You are just placing an order for nearly 50 from a retailer or from a basically a distributor, right? You have a demand data. You have a supply data, right? If it is a grocery business, they have something like you have a lot of commodities which are not selling fast. So that is something like acting as inventory, right? So if you know the demand and supply, and between demand and supply, if it is not equal, right, whatever the demand is coming, you are not able to supply. then you are in loss, because at some point, whatever the products you are taking and staying as an inventory for a longer time, they are getting spoiled, and because of this, it is a direct loss to the business owner.
Sir, I'm asking for the case in which I am aiming to increase the demand. Like I have enough supply and my demand is less.
Correct.
So I'll apply a solution because of which the demand will increase so that my
Uh-huh.
supply is getting used up. So in that case, like how I am going to find out the loss, that can be found out only after comparing after solution and before solution, right?
Correct. But if you are increasing the demand and supply, if you want to increase the supply, how much amount you want to increase the supply, that also you need to find it out. If the demand is not more for that supply, like if you can say, if you increase the supply for 2 times, got my point? If you want to increase the supply for 2 times, but what happens in some months, the demands are pretty high, like if it is more than 2 times, and in some months the demands are very less, it is not even half of that time, then how you can judge that point? You need to judge it, right? So how these things are coming? These are coming from historical data. So the fluctuation of your demand and supply basically depending upon the time series trend.
But sir, like if my problem is something in which the
Uh-huh.
business is in continuous loss because that optimized solution is not in place.
Mm-hmm.
So in that
No, you
case,
can just tell me what exactly the segment of business and these things, right? Afterwards, like when I'm taking a question, you can just clearly tell me what exactly you want to ask.
okay, sir.
It will help me to better understand, because you don't take a superficial business, right? You just tell me like, sir, this is a business I am having and this is a problem. Then I'll just able to let you know like what exactly you need to do,
Okay, sir. Fine.
right? I'll take your question at last. Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'll cover one more aspects, that is a metadata. So what exactly the metadata is all about, right? So this is the final topic I'll discuss today, and then I'll just take up the questions, and the other results and findings basically I'll just discuss in the next session. Okay. So I think everybody knows Sachin Tendulkar, right? But if I want to know more about Sachin, what are the things I need to explore, right? Suppose a person don't know Sachin Tendulkar, how he'll come to know about Sachin, who is Sachin, right? Basically, what exactly the domain he's working on, right? And what are the different aspects, what are the different achievements he has done, right? So in that sense, if somebody wants to know more detail about Sachin, he can go to the stats. Okay, so these are the stats which will show this dashboard will show everything about the Sachin. What exactly the Sachin is all about, what type of matches he played, what is the statistical background of Sachin, right? From here you get all the data. Okay. Similarly, I'll give you another example. So this is the image of Rajnikant, right? So if I want to know who is Rajnikant, I need to explore the detail about Rajnikant, right? Suppose a person don't know about Rajnikant, he'll explore the detail. What exactly the details about Rajnikant is, right? Where he born, what exactly his institute, right? What exactly his occupation, from where he is active, right? So these all are details which basically defines, you can say, Rajnikant up to a basic level. I'm not saying like on a broader level you can get all the understanding about him, but up to a basic level you can get. I feel like okay, this is what the person name is, and this is what people know Rajnikant is all about. Okay, so now I'll come to the metadata. So when you are presenting your data, when you are just submitting your data, the person on the other side don't know what exactly your data is all about. He's totally unaware of your data. Suppose you have multiple rows and you have multiple columns X, Y, Z, U, A, V, right? A, B, C, right? What this X represent? You know from where you have taken the data, the person know. But the person who is reviewing your report, he don't know anything about X. Similarly, if a person is reviewing your report, he don't know what exactly is the meaning of Y. Okay. So for understanding of basically for giving a description of your data, you need a section where you can explain each and everything related to your data. That is called a metadata section, where you provide all the informations about your data. So metadata is something information about your data, what your data is all about. Suppose you have shared Excel sheet. Here some random numbers written 0001, suppose 1002, suppose XYZ 001, right? So what this number means, the person who is on the other side, he won't know like what exactly the meaning of these numbers is. These are the basically a product code, or is this basically communicating some other information? That all you have to explain in metadata section. So metadata section is very, very important to understand your results, because if you are not able to communicate what exactly your data is all about, the person on the other side, he won't be able to understand what your data is. Suppose he reviewed your Excel files, right? Then he won't be able to identify what exactly the content of your Excel file is all about. Right? So in that sense, the metadata is a key points which you need to focus more. So it's something, it is, I'll just say you, this is not something like a online offline degree where you can come and explain what exactly your data is all about, what constitute this Excel file, what exactly your results are saying. So it is basically you need to submit your report, and the other person is not in front of you who can clarify with you. So whatever the clarification is to be needed, it should be needed in detail in your report. Got it? So these are the important points which you need to focus in your metadata section. Okay.
Sir, this metadata information will be in the Word document or is it part of the Excel itself?
Metadata is a different section. Like if you can go through your midterm report, there is a different section called a metadata, where you need to write what exactly your report is all about, and your data, whatever data you have, you need to like include your data in your Google Drive, and you need to share a link so that you can review. You need not to include a screenshot of your whole data in the report. Otherwise, your report will go
Sir,
to 50 pages.
sir, talking about the data, some companies does not maintain book. So can we take a oral kind of data from them? Like,
No, what type of book they don't like? Every company has the
no,
information of a data.
no, actually they do not maintain a book or log anything. So they just
Okay.
buy and sell. So they do not calculate how much they sell, how much they buy. So those kind of things. So in this case, can we just orally take data from them in the form of Excel? So like that I'm asking.
No, these things you need to I think share with us, because we need to see like whether it is
Sir,
communicating or it is making some sense or not.
sir, before sharing
Got it?
anything we have done, like the proposal format or the Excel sheet or anything, we have to
Uh-huh.
upload this Excel sheet before to the G Drive using our IIT Madras student mail ID, and
Correct.
then
Correct. In your Google Drive, IIT Madras Google Drive, you need to upload all the document and you need to give a view access, right? View access
yes,
so that the reviewers can access the file. He can just see what exactly your data is, and he can just see the data and your results are matching or not. Whatever you are showing in the results, it is matching with your data or not. That's all.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, the company I'm dealing with is not comfortable in being sharing data publicly. If
Okay.
they are saying that if it's used for your project purposes, it's okay. If a data gets
You need not to share it publicly.
okay, sir. That's the clarification.
The
Thank you, sir.
thing is that you need to share the link with us only. You need not to share the link with anybody else, right? But we have our different TAs, so you have to give a access so that any one of the TA can just open your file and just review your document. You don't have to share a data publicly.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. I hope these things are clear. I think the session is getting too extended too much. It's 12:44, and since I need to take a questions as well, so I'll just wind up the session here. The technical things, and in next session I'll just discuss about the final report and other things, right?
sir,
And
one
I'll
more thing I think get missing the Gantt chart.
yeah, Gantt chart is something. I think a Gantt chart I've already explained previously. That's why I didn't cover it. So, but you have pointed out, so I'll cover Gantt chart. Okay, so the what exactly the Gantt chart is all about? So Gantt chart and WBS, work breakdown structure, right? So there are two things, WBS plus Gantt chart. Okay, so what the Gantt chart is all about? If you can see here, so Gantt chart is something like it's basically, or work breakdown is a systematically organization of your project. Okay, it will give us idea how you are going ahead, how you are planning and moving ahead with project, right? So this is how the Gantt chart is communicated. So in work breakdown structure, you need to break down your basically a different task. Suppose you are going for an interview, you have to go for a multiple interview with the business owner, right? So you need to write here like these are basically interview slots you have or interviews plan you have, and then this is basically approach you are going to use, and then you are going to break down your midterm proposal and final term in this particular fashion, right? Similarly, so this will give an idea about breakdowning your project in different segments. Now, when you have break down the project in different segments, you need to give some time to complete that project, all right? That should come under the Gantt chart, where you can just quantify it, where you can just quantify the label for that particular uh, task, and you can say, hey, I'm going to complete this particular task. Suppose it's activity of data collection. I'm going to take 2 months, September and October, to complete this activity. And after next 2 months, I'm going to make my proposal ready. And this next back-to-back 2 months, I'm going to complete my project. So this is how you need to formulate a Gantt chart. Okay. So this will give you a confidence to complete because you have some timelines to complete a project, right? And we also have some basically thoughts, okay, how you are going to proceed with the project. So these technical details you need to mention in a Gantt chart and work
But
breakdown
sir,
structure.
how to suppose I have give a tentative timelines of how when I'm collecting data, when I'm preparing the proposal format, midterm
Mhm.
and final term approximately, and how
Correct.
to plot the Gantt chart then using Excel.
Gantt chart you need to plot using Excel, right? You can just make Gantt chart in PowerPoint presentation, PPTs as well, right?
So can
So
you
there are
give us
multi.
a live demo?
No, I don't have anything as of now. You can just review your basically reports. We have given some sample reports to you, right?
Yes, I see. That's why I asked.
Yeah. So in that sample reports, you will get a Gantt chart. It is very easy to make in PPT, right? In PPT, it is not possible to make it as of now, but you can easily make the Gantt chart. I'll see like if I have some Gantt chart, I'll just show you in PPT, but I'm not sure I have it right now. Let me see.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see. I
Yeah, okay.
don't have in my tablet. No, I don't have in my tablet as of now.
Sir,
Right?
in data collection part, if the company provides us Excel, is it okay? It can be considered as data.
Sorry.
In data collection part, so if the
Mm-hmm.
company provides us Excel file, so is that considered
Yeah,
as,
that is fine. Excel files are fine.
or
You are
we
getting
need
a data
to get
either in
any
Excel.
company? Yeah, yeah.
No, no, it is not. It is not basically a restriction from our end. Whatever the files you're getting from the company,
Actually,
it is
what they
fine.
said is they for B2B business they are maintaining some Excel, but for B2C they are not doing any audit or anything. So they just without records they are doing. So in that case, uh,
The
so
records needs to be
just
there, right? So if it is not there, you need to make a records. You need to give
okay,
them
okay.
a Excel
That's what.
sheet or something, and
Okay, okay,
from based on that, they'll make a record for you.
okay, sir.
Sir, I
Okay.
have a similar question regarding I have approached an industrial and hardware supplies business. It is a B2B
Uh-huh.
business, and they have been in
No,
business since.
questions I'll take in a line in a queue. Don't interrupt in a between. Just give me a minute. I'll just take question in a sequence because there are multiple people who are waiting since long to ask a question. So yeah, I'll just go in a sequence, right? And then I'll just address all the questions. Those who are having any doubts, just be specific with the questions. Don't extend it too much. Whatever we have covered, try to avoid that because there are nearly 15 to 20 students who has raised their hand. So I want to cover everyone and I need to address each and every questions as of now. So just make it concise and make it short. Don't extend it too much, right? Yeah. I'll go with the first question from PS Kiran.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Tell me.
Sir, what do you mean by demographic analysis?
General question, basically what exactly the questions we didn't cover till now and specific to your project,
Specific to your project.
right? So what are the doubts you have?
That is, madam.
Okay, then we can go ahead with Vishnu.
So he asked, what do you mean by demographic? That was the question he had.
Oh, demographical analysis you are asking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So demographical analysis, I'll say, suppose there are 10 shops nearby, right? Suppose if it is a shop of restaurant and there are nearly, I'll give you example of a saloon shop because that is more competitive, right? So we have, I have associated with one business owner who has a shop who has taken a franchise basically of a saloon, right? Uh, in Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. So what happens? Nearby his shop, there are multiple shops, multiple saloon shops, right? A branded one, a non-branded one, right? So what happens? So this demographical analysis plays a crucial role when you have multiple options of a same segments nearby, right? So what you can do, you can just take from the Google map or something like from the map, you can just take and just try to locate what exactly the hotspot location nearby your place, right? So this from there you'll get an idea. Okay, there are 10 shops which are branded and which are non-branded near your place, and then based on that you can do a competitive analysis where you can find out what exactly the pricing models they are following, and based on that models you can just frame or reframe your basically plans and prices, right? So this comes under demographical analysis where you can map it. Okay, these are the your customers. Suppose I've given an example of hawker, right? So for a hawker, he can just map, he can demographically he can map the customers. Okay, this customer is this place, this customer is this place, this customer is this place. This is my hotspot location where I have maximum customers, right? So this all you can do via demographical analysis. Got my point?
Means like a geographical aspect.
Correct. You need to see a geographical aspects, a demographical
Okay.
aspects, and then you need to find out. Okay. Yeah, Vaishnav.
Hello, sir. Vaishnavi here. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Basically, I approached the company. Actually, I am doing a
Mm-hmm.
BTech in production engineering, so I approached the
Okay.
manufacturing. I received the data of their sales and purchase of that company, basically.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And after plotting a Pareto, like Pareto chart, what I
Mm-hmm.
noticed from the purchases, their melting section,
Mm-hmm.
which is involved in manufacturing, is only the major contributor to their
Correct.
company purchase cost. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
can I frame a problem statement like this? Like, optimizing the melting cost of the company. Like, can I have this as a problem statement?
Optimizing the maintenance cost, right?
Hmm.
But on what basis you're optimizing?
Like I can use looking for substitute material if something is related to molding and kind of.
Correct. That
So
is fine. That is fine because you are changing a material and optimizing the cost. So you can take basically what exactly your current expenditure are happening, right, on the raw material, and what are the other raw materials you can use to optimize the cost.
okay, so it is valid point na. So
Yeah,
to
you can
have
use it. You can use it, but you need to quantify like how much. Uh, Suppose I'm giving you example. So in some cases, the inventory is very helpful because if there is a lot of fluctuation in the prices, right, per day basis, per month basis, then what exactly the big companies they are doing? They are doing a cost analysis where they find like if they can store inventory for nearly 1 month, right? So the cost of procurement will be, or cost of raw material will be lesser than inventory cost when they are just storing the product nearly a month. So there is a huge difference in the prices. So in that sense, inventory is playing an important role. So you need to quantify it. What time you are purchasing raw material and what are the alternative raw material you are having, and how much price difference are coming when making a product.
okay, I got it.
Got it?
Another thing, like does sales and purchase data are enough for the project, or should I look for asking
No, so
more?
I'll not comment on sales purchase data because these are something like a very critical points. So it depends from project to project and business problem to business problem, right? So if your business problems are different, it is not associated with the sales purchase data, it includes something else, then you need to take a relevant data. That is why I told you the map, right? The board. So you need to make a board and see your business problem number two, what exactly the data you need. Business problem number one, what data you need,
So
right?
like can
On the basis of that, you need to find it out.
like if suppose my problem statement is what melting optimization, like can you just tell me for example what data should I look for? So let me
No,
see
I'm
the.
not able to tell you because I don't have a broader understanding of a business, right? So if I have an understanding of business, I'll just able to help you out. But in 2 minutes, I won't be able to tell you everything, right? So it's basically, I'll give you a basic understanding. It's something like coming when you are going to the business and you are taking our details from them. Okay, these are the business problem, right? So based on that, you need to collect a data.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Suppose you are taking, I'll give you an example. Suppose you are doing this molding thing, molding business, molding fabrication, right? So in a molding, there are different type of cost associated. To make a mold, making mold is the biggest thing, right? The cost associated with making a mold is too high. If you don't have a much orders, then the product cost will increase a lot. So if you have, suppose 100 orders, you have a lot size of 100, then for 100 lot side also, you have to make a mold, and the mold cost will be same, right?
Yes.
And for 10,000, you have to make a mold, same mold. So if you have a lot size higher in that sense, the mold cost will not play much role. If it is something like a one, suppose a mold cost is coming 1 lakh rupees and you are making only one product. So 1 lakh plus that product. If you are making 1,000 product, so the single mold 1 lakh rupees will act for 1,000 product.
Yeah.
What my point? So this is a key point I'm telling you. When you're going for a molding thing, just look into this. What exactly the cost involved, because mold cost is pretty high.
Yeah, yeah.
What it? Which material mold you need to use? You can't make a mold of some other material, like you are putting a molten metal in that, right? Or if you
Yeah,
are
yeah.
putting some resins in that. So in that sense, like if the mold material is not compatible, if you are switching other material, right? So in that sense, material is not compatible. When you are filling the metal, liquid metal, it gets melted down. So the mold is totally waste, and your cost for making the mold is also waste. So you need to be specific for molding thing.
Okay, so like from this I can matlab, if I decide like I'll just take this molding problem and I'll go pretty deep in it, like it's enough for the
Correct,
person.
correct. You need to go in a deep, you need to see what are the costs associated with the molding, and then you need to discuss with the business owner what exactly the business prospects he is telling, what are the main challenges he's finding it out, right? And then you can just formulate a business problem.
Like this single problem statement is enough now. Like if I just like
For a
elaborate on.
safer side, I'm not saying like single problem statement is enough, because if you stuck in somewhere, then you need to repeat a project again.